This is what I call a reverse clamp. And what I like about this move, it not only counters the clamper, but this move actually counters a number of different moves. It counters someone trying to rake out. It's really a good move in itself. In fact, it's almost not even a counter move. It's just a new move. And Coach Harder did this move quite a bit. It doesn't hurt to be an athlete either, because there's a lot of what I call phase two part of this, where he's going to stop me, then he's going to have to get after the ball a little bit. Light on his hands to start with, because he's going to come up over the top. The trick to this move is to keep the blade of his, or the point of his stick, low to the ground. There's different degrees in how low you can go with this, but it's really done best if you stay low. And all he's going to do is lift up enough to get over the top of the ball and over. All right. Sometimes if you're doing this right, because I'm clamping, you're only going to get about halfway, and then I'm going to actually push you down, and then you clamp backwards over the ball. And that's why we call this a reverse clamp. He's not always going to get there. Sometimes this move just turns into really like a chop, whether you want to call it a hand chop or a head chop. But that's a lot of times, especially if I'm quick, a lot of times that's as far as he's going to get, and he might have to simply blade the ball out from this point or fire out that way. So in that sense, it certainly is a counter. But if he does it right and he's got the right leverage, he can actually get over and get right down on top of the ball. And from there, he just takes the ball out wherever he wants to. It's a decent move. A lot of kids are using this more. We're starting to teach this to our long poles as a counter to go out there against the clamper, so they're doing a move instead of just doing nothing, or instead of just doing a handle jam. It's a little bit more of an aggressive move, and he can win the ball outright if he gets over it good enough like that. All right, that's what we call a reverse clamp. And the next move I'm going to show is the last of the counters. I'm going to show a move that not too many guys use, but it's not bad. We'll use it once in a while against a really good clamper, and that's called a swim move. All right, this is the last of the counters. We don't use this much. To me, when you're using this move, you're almost saying, I can't beat you. This is my last chance. This is the ultimate counter move. On the swim move, I'm going to step out of the way a little bit. What I'm going to be doing with my stick is I want my stick to get to this position right here. Lift up a little bit. Lift up with your left. Is to get to this position right here to stop his clamp. And he might even clamp on the ball. But in this position, I know one thing. He's not going out the front. So even if he does get the clamp, I know where he's going to go. He's going to be forced to go out the back. And then if I'm enough of an athlete, then I'm going to get after him and chase him. This is a move that we particularly will show a long pole. That's a good athlete, and he's really good at getting after guys. We're going to teach him how to stop him first by throwing what we call a swim move to get into here and then get after him. Now, the trick with a swim move, Scott, you might have to get to my feet a little bit here. The trick to the swim move is to get your feet out of the way, because if your foot's in the way, you're not going to be able to get there. You're going to hit your foot over here. So you're going to have to open up your feet a little bit and even get your right foot back a little bit to give yourself space to do this move. On the whistle, you want to drive low, both hands, dropping your stick back into this position right here. Now, especially if he's doing a plunger and he's coming up with his left hand, I might even be able to get under him to here enough to actually drag the ball out this way. A lot of times that won't happen. Remember, my primary goal in this move is just to stop him. All right, so I'll lean my stick back to start. I'll drop my handle back a little bit, and on the whistle, just drive into here as hard as I can. And then from that point on, it's more of an athletic battle against a clamper. And that move has no purpose at all other than to stop the clamp that he's doing. On its own, it's really not a really good move. Somewhere in between all of these counters, there's other counters. There's tweeners, there's hybrids that you can make. And the great face-off kids are the ones who come up with new ideas to counter these clamps. Next up, we're going to talk about how to train different face-off players and how we train our guys here at Syracuse.